everyone, it's Merrick and Leanne, and this is the 4th episode of the Modern Girl's Guide to Sewing. In this video, we'll cover the different kinds of needles and feet that you'll need in apparel sewing. This area of the machine is right where all the action happens, so it's really important to know all the different options available to you while you sew.
As we discussed in the last video, the presser foot is this little metal or plastic foot that moves down and applies even pressure to your fabric, holding it in place as you sew. To remove and change the presser foot, just press this little lever in the back and the foot will pop out. To reattach it, lift the foot up into the shank and the little metal bar on top of the foot will snap into place. The most commonly used foot is a standard presser foot. It allows you to do the basic stitches, straight stitch, and zigzag, which is all we'll be doing in the beginners section of the Modern Girl's Guide to Sewing. This foot also allows you to move your needle over to the right or to the left when needed.
Even though we won't be using these feet in the beginner course, we'll show you a few of our other most used presser feet.
Zipper foot. This foot has a narrow section at the front that allows you to get super close to your zipper teeth as you sew. Snap it onto the left bar when sewing the left side of your zipper so your needle goes through the cutout on this side, and then switch it to the right side when sewing the other side of your zipper so your needle goes through the cutout on this side. In the intermediate sewing guide, we'll be using this foot to add a zipper to a dress. Invisible zipper foot. This is a foot that allows you to easily insert an invisible zipper. It has a little groove along the bottom that guides the teeth of the zipper as you sew, allowing you to get your stitches right next to the zipper teeth. A lot of machines don't come with an invisible zipper foot, but we highly recommend getting one because it makes inserting invisible zippers a total breeze. Buttonhole foot. This is a big, crazy presser foot that allows you to easily sew a buttonhole. It looks complicated, but once you figure it out, it makes adding buttonholes super quick and easy. We'll show you how to use it later on.
There are a ton of other presser feet out there, but these are the 4 that we use the most. Now let's move to needles.
To remove and change the needle, unscrew the screw directly above the needle on the right side. The needle will loosen and you can pull it down and out. To replace it, slide it back up into the hole and tighten the screw. Some needles have a flat side, so the top of the needle makes a half circle shape. The hole to insert the pin will have the same shape, so twist the needle around until it fits into place, then slide it up and tighten the screw. Here are the different types of needles. This is a regular sharp needle. These are the sharpest, pointiest machine needles and are good for woven fabrics like cotton and linen or even super fine fabrics like chiffon. The sharp point pierces through the fabric but catches on stretchy knit fabrics and will skip stitches, so use these needles on woven fabrics only. We'll talk about the differences between woven and knit fabrics in another video. Here is a ballpoint needle. These needles are essential to sewing on stretchy knit fabrics. The end of the needle is rounded like a ball, so it slips through the weave of the knit easily and won't snag. This is a universal needle. These are a great standard needle to always have on hand and are usually the needles that come with your machine. Since they have a semi-sharp, semi-rounded end, they are good for both wovens and knits. Industrial strength. Each kind of needle comes in varying strengths. Industrial strength needles are good for fabrics that are tougher to sew on, like denim, leather, or sequins. This is a double needle. When I discovered the double needle for the first time, the angels started singing the Hallelujah chorus. But seriously, it's the best, and it is essential when sewing with knits. A straight stitch on a stretchy fabric does not stretch, but if you sew with a double needle, it creates a zigzag stitched seam on the back and 2 parallel straight seams on the front, so it allows for some stretch. This is great for hemming your knit fabric projects. To use it, you'll need 2 sources of thread on the top, and then obviously your bobbin on the bottom. Most machines come with a second spool pin, so use this to hold a second spool of thread. Thread your machine with 1 spool first, putting it through the needle, then the second spool, putting it through the second needle. If you don't have a second spool of matching thread, just fill an extra bobbin and use that as your second spool.
So those are all of our most used feet and needles. In video 5, you'll get to see these guys in action.